Welcome back, folks. Today we are talking about Christopher Nolan's making of the Odyssey. It is in progress. Brian, do you have any info for us?
Yeah, it's seeming like we're seeing pictures of a whole armada and army somewhere in Greece. I believe that they're shooting. Again, this is following a theme of being, I think film productions are really shifting towards on location and getting away from, green screen and studios, which I always love. I think, the more practical you can make movies, the less work you're going to put on visual effects. And I think, and then actually it helps visual effects, the more real it is based upon. So I'm actually really excited for this. I think Christopher Nolan, ever since ever since not working as much with his brother, who I believe, obviously we're not inside the relationship. We don't know how much weight is carried by one or the other, but I do feel like Jonathan has carried a lot of fictional weight in terms of their storytelling, like Memento, The Prestige. I have to look if those were based. Jonathan writes a book and then Christopher converts it to a screenplay. Christopher needs source material, I believe. And the Odyssey is one of the oldest source materials there is. And this kind of feels like Spartacus, like one of those, like kind of Christopher Nolan, why we wanted him to do James Bond is he's going after these big IPs that he's like the quintessential director of like Stanley Kubrick wanting to make a Napoleon movie. And the Odyssey, I believe, is one of those movies. I think if anybody can handle the cast that he's got, which Steven will cover shortly, it seems like who isn't in this project. It's going to be tough for anybody else trying to cast somebody right now. But again, it being based off of source material, I'm interested to see his interpretation of this. I'm wondering if it's going to have like a realism to it and like get away with the method. Is he going to go like a more magical? Because the depictions of the Odyssey in movie sense that we've seen so far have kind of disregarded the mythology of it. If you read the books, the gods are very much involved in this battle, and all the depictions I've seen of the Odyssey told since outside of the written form haven't really embraced the mythological aspect of it, of like Hector and Achilles fighting and the gods literally like it almost is like could be an anime type thing where like the god is like using these people to like fight through. And like that, I was like, oh, when I was reading the book, I was like, this hasn't been done at all. When you see like Troy, like zero like it's all just like very supposed to be real, which I could see Christopher going in that route. So I don't think it's going to go mythological, but it's definitely an interesting thing. And again, I think he can add some grit to it, add kind of just the realism that he does. But what are you thinking about this, Steve? What's your heart telling you?
Well, we got some interesting news for the casting. Okay. So these first two people are confirmed, and then the rest are, and I quote, reported by Greek media, not officially confirmed. All right. So we got
around.
We got Matt Damon, Tom Holland. They're locked in. And then everybody else here: Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, Benny Safdie, and Elliot Page are all apparently in close. We'll see. Speculated to be there. It's going to be around $250 million is the budget. That's what they're saying right now. A part of me gets a little nervous with this cast, but I'm very excited. And I think for anybody who thinks Christopher Nolan is overrated, you're wrong. That's how I would put it. I think he's that good. So I'm definitely going to see this.
I hope that I'm almost worried most about Matt Damon, just because he's an interesting actor for me. There's moments where he impresses me, and then there's moments where he doesn't at all. I think because we see him so much and we know him as like he's like Matt Damon, like he's bigger than all the characters he plays, and I think that's actually obtrusive now for the character. I almost hope he like does like some prosthetic, so it kind of like just removes that typecasting a little bit, so we can enjoy this movie without it being some cameo thing. But again, if I think he didn't have a problem with Oppenheimer, and all those stars. So I think we have to give benefit of the doubt till Christopher Nolan, till we're proven that he can't handle big stars. I think we got to just assume that he will. So let us know what you all think. Do you guys have any inside tips? Is there anything that you're seeing that we haven't seen yet? But as always, catch you on another time. We appreciate you watching another episode of the Blockbuster Brothers.